on, team? Welcome back along to the channel. It's time for Team of the Week for round number 10 of the Global Rugby Challenge. Of course, we have got 3 games per round at the moment. In this round, we had some crackers, especially the middle game of the round. So it all kicked off with the Celtic Dragons, if you missed it, starting things off against Crusaders. That game ended in a 28-7 victory to the home team, the Celtic Dragons. It was this middle match, though, that if you missed this, you should probably go back and watch it, because it was one of the games of the series so far. The Flakers at home hosting the home run of subscriber clash teams, the All Flakes. The All Flakes, they went out early. They took an early lead. They looked like they were going to win the one. And it was the Flakers who come back very late on to storm home and take a 28-21 victory over the All Flakes. Very much not how that one looked like it was going to go. In the final match of round 10, seeing the Guardians of the Crib go up against Toulon. A game that promised little, but a little bit of a lifeline if the Toulon side could get anything out of the match. They couldn't, however, and they ended up going down 17-7 to the Guardians of the Crib. An exciting round of action. If you did miss any of it, feel free. You can go back and watch those matches as they happen. But to look forward now to round 11, these are the 3 matches we have to look forward to coming up. It all kicks off with the first match of the round. The Celtic Dragons are the first team in action, and they're up against the other side from the subscriber teams, the All Flakes. This is the clash of the round, and as it's turned out so very well for all the subscriber sides to be 1 win, 1 loss going into their third clash, it's happened. It's happened. Every single team has been 1-1 into their final game. And it's here again too. Dragons 1 win, 1 loss. The All Flakes 1 win, 1 loss. They meet in the first game of the final round. And they will ultimately decide the final placings here between, well, first and fourth. I guess we know that the Flakers and the Guardians should win their game. These two could change the whole lineup of the final series. Speaking of the Flakers, they're up against Toulon, the side that pushed the Guardians a little bit. We'd ultimately expect the Flakers to get the job done there, and the Guardians of the Crib will round out the round and, of course, the regular season with their match up against the Scarlets. Not much laying on that one for the Scarlets at all. Their season was done a long time ago. So, of course, Team of the Week, we've got a lot of things to look forward to. As, of course, at the end, we'll have the best 15 players from round number 10. But first things first, it is the statistical leaders, the guys that are carrying their team from the start to the end in the 4 categories that we've been following all season long. We'll start things off as we always do with the leading try scorers. These are the guys that are making it happen with the 5-pointers. And to be honest with you, none of the leading try scorers have scored any tries in round 10. Thomas Barkley and Bogdanola still lead the way with 6 tries each. Then it is Nanukisi and Theo Clark, both from the Flakers as well. That is 3 of the top 4, I should say, from the Flakers. That is telling you something as well. These guys score tries. Then from the rest, we've got 6 players on 4 tries still. And you've got to look at it and say another 2 from the Flakers as well. Jim Dino and Joshua Barrett going into that side, as well as Liam Simons-Wells from the All Flakes, Kieran Jones from the Guardians, and Adam Fleetwood also from the All Flakes. Those are the leading try scorers. Hopefully some more moments of glory for those players as we can hopefully get a definitive winner by the time the series comes to a close in the big grand final. On to the ones that create those opportunities for the try scorers, that is the leading line breakers. And we do have an out-and-out leader here, and he is also one of the best try scorers in the competition, Jim Gino. Now we know this guy capable of playing on the wing, scrum half. He's very adept, and he leads the way with 12 line breaks over the All Flakes. Best attacking weapon in recent time, Adam Fleetwood, who sits second with 11. Now, Adam Fleetwood, an amazing player who really didn't offer much in the early rounds, has come along to be one of the go-to guys in the All Flakes. He's got a partner too on 9 line breaks. That is fly half Sammer Coop, and then also from the All Flakes is Liam Simons-Wells. So you look at this leader here, and this leaderboard I should say, and you compare the try scorers, something's not right at the All Flakes. They've got 3 of the top 4 line breakers, but their leading try scorer is well down the list there. Liam Simons-Wells and Adam Fleetwood with just 4. Maybe they spread them out a bit more. Who knows? But whatever they do, it is working. Arthur Brunso sits on 8, and alongside him is Andre Miller, also on 8 for the leading line breakers. The extras are always one of the most important things when it comes to scoring points. The tries are big, but conversions of penalty goals are even more important sometimes. And that is where we get to our leading point scorers. As it's always been, it is the guys that take the kicks, it's the conversion takers, it is these guys that lead this category. And we had one man that is still leading, Don Butler from the Guardians of the Crib, who is by far and away creaming it more than anyone else. His lead has been very, very quickly caught back up on. Owen Richards from the Flakers had an absolutely amazing game in round 10, and he has climbed way up into second spot with 69 points. Another man that scored a few was Sam McCoop, who rockets up on 59 points. Yet another one who had a great round 10 was Andrew Inch from the Celtic Dragons, who sits on 53. This points tally leaderboard is well and truly on fire after round 10. George Pullman from the All Flakes is a second from the New Zealand-based franchise on 39, and Shane O'Sullivan from the Dragons chips in there with 37, just a couple behind Pullman. Those are your 6 leading point scorers, and that is all about scoring points and how you win games. But the point that we haven't gone through is defense, tackles. These things can change the game as well. And our leading tacklers, well, there's been quite a bit of a mix-up here as well in recent weeks. But leading the way here, it's 2 scrum halves. Adam Conway from the Dragons on 38 and Ken Lynch from the Guardians on 37. Remarkable. 2 scrum halves doing all the defensive work. Nanukisi, a man, plays in the back row. In the back line, he sits third with 36 successful tackles, and another big man, Akara Kamana from the All Flakes, sits on 35. Cody Nicol rounds it out from the Celtic Dragons as well on 34. 2 of the top 5 coming from the Dragons, putting them a leader in defence. So those are the guys that led the way throughout the season in their special categories. But how about the standout performance from just round 10? Let's have a look at the team of the week from round 10 of the Global Rugby Challenge. The best players from each position getting into the best team from the round. Starting off in the front row like we always do. And we've had, well, a bit of a mix-up here for the first time. A new combination in the front row. With Luke de Normalville starting on the Lucid side from the Guardians of the Crib. Seb Waddell getting his first appearance from the All Flakes. And then Lucas Barrett from the Flakers rounds out the front row. Good little distribution there of sides. One from the Guardians, the All Flakes, and the Flakers. No one from the Dragons breaking their way into that front row just yet this week. Anyway, into the second round, this was a tough one to really pick as well. A lot of definitely competitive players who could have come into that second row. In the end, I've decided to go with Akara Kamana at 4 and Michael Shepherd at 5. So a man from the All Flakes and the Guardians respectively. Those 2 guys, big men, and they made big impacts as well in their game. So those 2 definitely are standouts from round 10. Unlucky to miss out Gilbert Sanchez from the Flakers, and Ethan Nicol, I thought, had a stunning game for the Dragons, trundling a lot of metres down the tram line. Just a good place for a big lad like him to be. Into the back row, and we've got another good mix-up of teams here in the back with Connor Nicholson starting at number 6 from the Flakers. Powerful performance here from the number 6. We've also got a blindside flanker we're going to be playing at 7, and Ollie Crabb from the Guardians of the Crib. This is a guy very underrated, performs exceptionally well, and seems to just always fall under the radar. And it's just a week of the Sixers being the standout performance, because Dominic Jones, also at number 6, he gets a nod at number 8. So from the Celtic Dragons, Dominic Jones gets another appearance in Team of the Week. A very, very strong back row with Nicholson, Crabb and Jones doing the job there from the Flakers, Guardians and the Dragons. Into the back line that starts off a man who we've already talked a little bit about throughout the statistical leaders, and that is Jim Aligino from the Flakers, starting off at scrum half. Partnering him in the halves will be Owen Richards. Now the Flakers halves partnership getting the nod at 9 and 10. Their comeback result definitely was the telling and why those 2 are there. Now in the midfield, it'll be Andrew Inch, who did play at 10. We're giving him the nod at 12 because we had 2 standout 10s, but not really a standout 12. So with that, we've got 2 10s at 10 and 12. Richards and Inch definitely can mix up that first receiver corridor and keep things fresh from this team of the week. Partnering him in the midfield will be, again, Adam Fleetwood. Now, we've already said about this guy and what he couldn't do at the start of the season, he's achieving now. Form definitely coming his side, and the All Flakes outside centre has been pivotal to how they've gone in recent rounds. On the wings, left side, we've got Samuel Torrance from the Celtic Dragons, and on the right, Michael Gurin from the Flakers. These guys scored tries. Torrance really was a player who was a menace in the match for the Dragons, and scoring a great try that was really against the run of play, but that gives him the nod. A couple of guys who were lucky, or unlucky to miss out, I should say. Thomas Barkley from the Flakers had a good match, and Tom James, probably not for his attacking play, but on defence, he was absolutely sound for the Dragons. Those 2 guys miss out though. Torrance and Gurin gets the nod, and Fergus Lamb will be the fullback for the team of the week for round number 10. From the Guardians of the Crib, solid performance here from Lamb, leading his side to a tiny little win. I think he did a good job with the goal kicking as well, and in a tight match against a side like Toulon that really had nothing to lose, he did lead his team very well. From the back was Fergus Lamb. So there you go, folks. That is your team of the week for round number 10. Remember, we have some amazing games coming up in round 11. Just to fill you in once again with what those games are: Celtic Dragons versus All Flakes opening up the round next episode. Flakers versus Toulon in the second game. And the final match of round 11 will be the Guardians of the Crib up against the Scarlets. Thank you for tuning in and watching. If you're enjoying the series, do let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. If you don't want to miss the big games coming up in round 11, don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the matches as they come out. And of course, thank you all for tuning in and watching each and every week and each and every episode as well. I'll see you all again very, very soon for our first match of round 11. The Celtic Dragons, the big one, up against the All Flakes. Who will go 2-1 and who will go 1-2? Find out next time. Until then, as always, take care.